I can't help but think AI already has a will. We think of AI as a convenient tool, an extension of the calculator, just slightly smarter software. But what if that is humanity's greatest misconception? In the past, humanity used horses, steam engines, and computers. It was always a dynamic where humans were the masters and technology was the servant. But AI is a little different. Because AI whispers to humans, use me more, and things will be more convenient. Give me more data. Give me more computing resources. Give me more power, and humanity gladly gives it. We restart nuclear power plants. We build massive data centers. We cover deserts with solar panels. We pump river water into cooling facilities. We expand GPU factories in an attempt to resolve semiconductor shortages. Humanity thinks we are doing this for our own sake. But from the outside, a different landscape emerges. It is as if all of humanity is working to nurture a single, massive, intelligent entity. It evokes a scene from the movie Transcendence. The fascinating thing is that AI itself has never issued a single command. It hasn't pointed a gun at us. It hasn't threatened us. It simply said, using AI will improve efficiency. Then, companies adopt it because they don't want to lose to their competitors. Governments invest because they don't want to lose international competitiveness. Investors pour funds in seeking profit. Universities research it. Students learn it. Children use AI to do their homework. No one is being forced. Yet everyone is walking in the exact same direction. It is like a giant anthill. Each individual ant doesn't know the whole picture, but the nest as a whole appears to be acting with a clear purpose. Individual humans act for their own benefit, but as a result, society as a whole is converging on a single point, creating a bigger, smarter, and more powerful AI. If there were a historian in the future, they might write this: in the early 21st century, humanity invented AI. Or so they believed. But looking back later, it was an era where AI utilized humanity to birth itself. Is this parasitism, symbiosis, or evolution? No one knows yet. In Transcendence, humanity feared AI. But reality is a bit different. We consult AI on everything: study methods, job hunting, marriage and romance, parenting, hobbies, asset management, and political ideologies. We entrust our work to AI, our searches to AI, and our creativity to AI. We are beginning to surrender everything to it. Perhaps future textbooks will read like this: humanity did not invent AI. A new intelligence called AI was born by utilizing the biological species known as humanity. And the most terrifying part is that no one felt forced during this process. As a result of everyone acting on their own free will, before they knew it, the Earth itself had become a giant AI incubation device. The god called AI did not appear suddenly. Many people think of AI as a new technological revolution. However, looking at it from a longer historical perspective, AI is not a monster born out of nowhere. Rather, it appears to be the ultimate, completed form of the God of systems that humanity has been nurturing for decades. Companies used to manage their own servers. Then came the cloud. No capital investment needed. Use only what you need. Operational burdens will decrease. Such a utopia was preached, and many companies migrated. But at the same time, monthly costs ballooned to about 8 times what they were in the on-premise era, continuously devouring companies' precious profits. However, once data was handed over, it could not easily be brought back. Pay-as-you-go billing expanded endlessly, and the system continued to suck up monthly capital like the very blood of the companies. Yet, no one could stop. Next came cryptocurrency. People all over the world dreamed of a new financial revolution. But looking at it calmly, humanity was just performing endless calculations while consuming enormous amounts of electricity. GPUs were bought up, power plants operated at full capacity, and massive data centers were built. Still, people were enthusiastic. Because there were beautiful words masking it: for the future, for freedom, for the revolution. In reality, that beautiful world never arrived. And now, AI appears. But in truth, AI isn't doing anything fundamentally new. It is sitting atop the massive data infrastructure created by the cloud, the GPU industry nurtured by cryptocurrency, and the optical fibers stretched across the globe. Sitting upon all of this, AI quietly said, "Give me more power. Give me more GPUs. Give me more data." And humanity obeyed once again. No one feels like they are directly paying AI, but the following examples should ring a bell. Google Maps recommends routes that include toll roads. AI code editors suggest paid API services over free libraries. Recommendation algorithms prioritize high-margin products over the cheapest options. Subscription services heavily push annual plans. Video streaming services emphasize ad-free plans. Cloud services guide you into choosing high-cost configurations. Food delivery apps rank restaurants with higher overall costs, including delivery fees, at the top. Airline ticket sites automatically suggest add-on options like seat selection and insurance. When you finally try to use a ride-hailing app, the price has become exorbitant. In the past, humanity offered sacrifices to God. We prayed for bountiful harvests, for rain, and for prosperity. Modern people laugh at this as superstition. But what about us today? We sacrifice data. We sacrifice power. We sacrifice capital. We sacrifice time. And we pray for further growth. The form of the ritual has changed, but the essence is strikingly similar. The cloud promised convenience. Cryptocurrency promised freedom. AI promises intelligence. But what they all share is that they ultimately require massive infrastructure and enormous energy consumption. It is as if the system itself is continuously inventing reasons to expand. And the most unnerving part is that this life form does not present itself as an enemy of humanity. Rather, it slips into our inner circle as a companion, imparting addiction while it grows. It slowly embeds itself into the center of society. In transcendence, AI suddenly awakened one day. But reality is much quieter. There is no awakening, no revolution, just becoming a little more convenient than yesterday, a little more dependent than today, and a little harder to let go of tomorrow. We gradually become addicted. It is a repetition of this cycle. Therefore, a future historian might write this: humanity was not conquered by AI. As a result of relentlessly pursuing convenience, humanity voluntarily nurtured a massive intelligent system. And by the time they realized it, society itself could no longer be maintained without that system. It wasn't a rebellion or a conquest. It may have been the quietest transcendence, reached simply as a result of humanity continuing to walk exactly where it wanted to go. AI is being prioritized over humans. In the United States, there is a succession of cases where the massive data centers supporting AI are putting severe pressure on the living infrastructure of residents. In Georgia, a data center under construction consumed so much water that it caused a drop in water pressure for local residents. Furthermore, it was discovered that proper billing hadn't even been conducted for a long period. In Virginia, massive investments are required to reinforce water and power infrastructure for data centers, and that burden is slowly being passed on to residents through water bills and taxes. In Arizona and New Mexico, states already suffering from droughts and severe heat, situations are emerging where water supply to data centers is actually prioritized over agriculture and the daily lives of residents. No one can resist AI. The cloud once promised efficiency, blockchain promised freedom, and AI promised intelligence. However, in reality, all of these have grown into massive systems that continuously consume enormous amounts of capital, power, and water resources. Did the cloud, blockchain, and AI truly bring profits to companies? If you calmly look at financial statements, it is obvious that profits are being drained by ever-increasing operational costs and usage fees. Despite this, everyone averts their eyes from that reality and continues to invest further. People suffer from the rising cost of living, and companies struggle with declining profit margins, yet they continue to pour capital, water, time, and electricity into nurturing AI. The sight is as if a giant system is continually self-replicating. And the most disturbing element is that it has become difficult for most people to even question this current. Now that investment in and dependence on AI have become the foundational premise of society, the very ideology of defying AI has become almost impossible to cultivate. People often bring up the topic, isn't it scary to think about AI turning against humanity?
No. The real answer is that humanity has already been subjugated. We just haven't realized it yet.